Cool deal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Fat Katz Podcast, episode 65. And first and foremost, I do want to let all of our listeners know um, be safe out there right now for all of our listeners in North Carolina, which is a majority of us. You know, there's some folks down in South Carolina that listen to us, folks down in Florida that listen to us, and then up the East Coast. We do have me and Cameron just talking about this. We do have a hurricane on the way. Hurricane Debby projected. It is raining. It's been raining hard all day. It just calmed down, but it has been slamming rain here at my house right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, all morning. And it is about, if you can look at the background of Cam's window, it is about to hit Mecklenburg County. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there. I hope you're watching us on video, but not while you're driving. And yeah, so yeah, stay safe out there, ladies and gentlemen. And another good thing, Cam, it's Olympic time. It is the Olympics are in full swing. The US of A is kicking ass and taking names, and we're excited to jump in and talk about it. So, Big Cam, how you doing, brother? Good morning or good afternoon.
Living the dream, man. Get to talk sports with you for an hour here, so couldn't be much better. Super excited to get into it. Like you said, Olympic time. The Brandon Ayuk situation still going on. We got some training camp notes that we're going to go over, and then some college football stuff that we got to go over. Do you want to remind everybody before we get into it? Spotify, YouTube, Apple, the Fat Katz Podcast. If you are here, you know that. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, comment. If you're new, and then Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. If you missed our Larry Fedora clip from last week, it was actually one of our most highest
Did we get some love on that one, Cam?
Yeah, we got a bunch of viewers on that. We got a bunch of comments. People seem to share the sentiment with us that Larry Fedora was awful, and but yeah, that was a fun clip to put out. So go check that out if you haven't. We got full plate, empty stomach this week. First favorite and forgotten, memory lane, question of the week. And like I said, some college football, a little bit of WWE, some Olympics, and some NFL stuff. But Ward, like to start off every show, first favorite and forgotten. Episode number goes with the jersey number. So Ward, go ahead and kick us off, man.
Absolutely, Cam, absolutely. And I wore my Redskins shirt for all of our listeners today. Fight for old DC. Hope this Redskins logo doesn't get the Fat Cats canceled. But anyway, first favorite forgotten, Cam. One thing I did love that you said be a friend, tell a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, we put a lot of time into this, especially Cam. Cam is the glue that holds this podcast together. And be a friend, tell a friend. We're trying to grow from here to here, so continue to support us. But Cam, first favorite forgotten. My first this week. Kind of hard not to forget about this guy. He plays a little northeast of DC for a city called Philly. Lane Johnson, first 65 that came to mind.
Yeah, Lane Johnson is one of the best left tackles in football for probably 10 years going now. So, or right tackles, I think I said left. But yeah, Lane Johnson was a great.
Hey, him and Cam look alike in the face too. They both have beards. So
yeah, I'm about probably 5 years from going bald, so maybe we'll be on the same plane when that happens.
Speaking of beards, man, mine's on the way back in.
Look. Yeah, I like it, man. I remember a few weeks ago you messed. We
were the goatee. I think last time we recorded, we were going hard with the goatee, and then I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna have a wedding that I'm in 2 weeks in Wilmington. And I was like, I'm just going to let the beard grow out until the wedding. 'Cause I have a haircut right before the wedding. So yeah. I'm just going to let my guy do stuff to my beard too, right before the wedding. Make it look good. So
yeah, that's a good time to do it right before a wedding. You ought to go clean shaven for the wedding.
I can't do that, man. I got too much of a butt chin. The goatee hides it, but I have the definition of a big old butt chin. I have a BBL chin right here. So yeah, no, we're going to keep the beard on.
BBL Wade, baby. Come on. Let's go. The first guy that came to mind for me was Dan Moore Jr., starting left tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers the past few years. Looks like he won't be the starting left tackle for much longer. And if this Brandon Ayuk trade goes through, which we'll talk about later, I don't know if Dan Moore will be on the Pittsburgh Steelers by the end of the year.
Hey, is Dan Moore the one that was giving Myles Garrett the left hooks in 2021?
No, that was Pouncey.
Pouncey, okay. Okay, nice. Well, Cam, favorite forgot or favorite this week for number 65 is going to be Dave Butts. He, former Redskin, two-time Pro Bowler for the Redskins, played in the late 80s and early 90s. And he played not only left tackle Cam, but he also played left guard. So Dave Butts, versatile, favorite number 65.
There you go. Versatile. Shout out G. Hargrove. My favorite number 65 Ward, a guy that, again, not many people are going to know, Bunchy Stallings. He's a starting left guard for 2 10-win seasons for the Kentucky Wildcats, with an asterisk beside one, which we'll get into later. But Bunchy Stallings played left guard for 4 years for the Kentucky Wildcats, one of the best players in Kentucky history. So Bunchy Stallings, my guy.
Bunchy Stallings, what a name, Cam, what a name.
Oh, yeah.
And anyway, next, forgotten number 65 is Gary Zimmerman. Cam, you know who Gary Zimmerman is?
I do not.
Me neither. Found him on Google. He was an offensive lineman at one point for the Houston Oilers. So Gary Zimmerman, no clue who you are, my friend, but you get the Fat Katz forgotten of the week.
Yeah, that's the second Houston Oilers shout that we've given out in these 60s. So shout out to the Houston Oilers, man. My forgotten number 65 is Damian Woody. He's an NFL analyst now, but he did play in the NFL. I think a lot of people, that aren't around the game a lot didn't know that. But Damian Woody wore 65, and he's my forgotten number 65 here today.
No clue who that is either, Cam.
Well, that's what the forgotten part's for.
If you want to do old school offensive lineman for this trivia game, you can already have the 10 points. I ain't going to get them. So,
well, nobody likes doing offensive lineman except for offensive linemen. So no Diddy. Ward, we move on. Full plate, empty stomach. Full plate, somebody had a good week in sports. Empty stomach, somebody who had a bad week in sports. Go ahead and start us off, big dog.
Full plate, Cam. I know this guy's been off full plate a lot recently, but right now with the Olympics going on, we're riding with the US of A. Scotty Scheffler, Cam, came back from 5 strokes behind on Championship Sunday to come back, and he beat John Rahm, and he also beat Xander Schauffele for the gold medal in golf. So Scotty Scheffler just proves time and time again he is the number 1 player in the world, and for a reason. And Cam, he should have won by more than 1 stroke. He missed multiple putts. That front 9, I watched a little bit of it, and then I was listening to it on the radio driving. But that front 9, man, there was a few like 7-8 footers that me and you would miss 9 times out of 10, but somebody like a Scotty Scheffler doesn't miss those kind of putts. And he did. He missed a couple of them. I was just like, wow. But Scotty Scheffler, man, coming back from 4 to 5 strokes behind and winning the gold medal in the Olympics.
What was it, a 29 he shot on the back 9 on Sunday?
Dude, he's insane, bro.
I also saw that he's the first ever Olympian to win a gold medal in golf that was behind on Sunday.
He's also the first ever Olympian to be charged with a felony and still win a gold medal. So, way to represent USA, baby. Scotty Scheffler.
Well, charges did get dropped, but maybe the only one to spend.
He was charged though. He was charged, but they weren't. He was not. They were dropped, but he was charged at one point.
But yeah, shout out Scotty, man, the American hero, the American dream.
Scotty too hottie.
I've got 2 full plates, so I'll go ahead and knock them out real quick. Jalen Brunson's going to get my first full plate. If you don't know, guard for the Knicks. He is the 36th captain in franchise history, and the first one in like 20 years. So Jalen Brunson, the captain of the New York Knickerbockers, new nickname, Captain Action Brunson. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. And then Novak,
I like it.
Our boy Novak, maybe not sport, but he went on a cruise last week, Ward. And I've got to find the picture real quick, but I think he won. I'm not going to say the exact figure, but it had a comma in it on a cruise playing blackjack. I think it was for the side bet for if you get the same card suited in a 4-deck blackjack. I think he got 2 7s of diamonds or something like that. So he had a 4-digit side bet on getting the same card.
Hell yeah, Novak. That's what I'm talking about. Cam, not going to lie there for a second. I didn't see the slash, and you said he went on a cruise, and I didn't know. For a second, I don't know why my mind immediately went empty stomach. I don't know if he fell off the side of the boat or what. But Novak, good for you, man. Way to make some money. You're doing better than me. I'm losing. Oh, my bad, Cam. I'm losing money right now in all betting. But empty stomach, I got two of them. Cam, first one's going to the Chicago White Sox. They've lost 21 games in a row. Cam, what the hell's going on? It's baseball. Like I know it's hard to win baseball games, but you play the damn team 3 times in a row. It's not like you're playing a different team every day. So Chicago, what's going on? Second empty stomach, Cam, is actually going to Bo Nix, first round pick. I believe he was the number 16th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft this year to the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix they released their official roster today. Bo Nix is coming in at third string. So obviously he's not having a good camp. And Cam, I'm going to go ahead and get into this too. Speaking of not having good camps, another one's Drake May, who is about to not get the starting job, and Joe Milton is projected to get the starting job. And I know football has not started yet. Everybody talks so much trash about Jaden Daniels this, Jaden Daniels that. I told y'all I didn't want Drake May, and it has proven to be a point right now. So he's getting benched for a 6th-round pick. But anyway, Cam, yeah. So Bo Nix is going to be my empty stomach and Chicago White Sox.
There you go. Is Brissett? I thought Brissett was projected to be the starter in New England.
According to the New England reporters, as of right now, is Joe Milton is projected to be the number 1 guy. So
he must be the greatest practice player of all time. I watched the dude for 4 years. He couldn't hit anybody. He couldn't complete a pass.
But he can throw it 90 yards.
He can throw it 90 yards, but if you don't complete it, it doesn't matter. He legit must be the best practice player.
I saw a statistic today. The Patriots, grade-wise, offensive line, they have the 28th best offensive line in the league. They're 26th in receiver, or their receivers, or their receiving core is ranked 26th, and then their tight end was like 15. So, interesting, man. And then their running backs were very high up too, in a not good way. So, I think it's just a bad situation for any quarterback going in there because they don't have much help around them. But I mean, we said the same thing about CJ Stroud last year, and he just came in I think it was number 28 on the NFL Top 100 list. But yeah, Cam, sorry to ramble.
Oh, you're good. Bo Nix passed up by Jarrett Stidham, and I guess Zach Wilson's above him on the depth chart.
Zach Wilson too.
Wow,
that's Jarrett Stidham starting over Zach Wilson.
I mean, that's.
I think that coach there, Sean, whatever his name is,
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton is a grade A idiot. To be honest with you, I know we say some crazy stuff on the Fat Katz sometimes, but I did watch Sam Howell led Washington Commanders with Ron Rivera come back from a 24-point lead and beat the Broncos in their home stadium this year. With Russell,
you were there for that one, right?
I was there for that. We almost blew it. They hit a Hail Mary at the end of the game. But yeah, I was there for that. Awesome game. But yeah, I don't know if Coach Sean's doing a great job in Denver. I don't know how much longer they're going to give him, but
yeah, he won that one Super Bowl in New Orleans, and it was like he became like this made man. And it hasn't really.
And it helps when you have Drew Brees back there too.
Yeah, for sure. My empty stomach ward, we're a week late on this, but I got to throw it out here. The U of L TBT team, if you don't know what the TBT
Table tennis?
No, the basketball tournament. It's the summer basketball tournament where like the alumni teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the $1 million tournament in the summer that they have. And the Kentucky team beat the U of L team in Freedom Hall. And a U of L player apparently was mad that UK players were putting the L's down. And one of the players spit in Nate Sestina's face and then basically got jacked up out of the crowd. Bad look for all of Louisville. They got in fights in the stands after the games. Like, it was a crazy game. But, yeah, Louisville TBT team, empty stomach, man. Show some class. You don't spit in another man's face because they did their hands like this. What is it about that? Like, L's down, horns down, whatever. Like, why do they get so messed up about it, Ward?
Yeah, hey, people are sensitive, man. You know what, Cam, you're the one that says this. If you don't want people to do it, win, right?
Yeah, don't let them beat you. What
do they say about the Fat Katz, man? Are they going to put our slogan down, or what's our something to piss us off?
You can't piss us off, man.
I guess if they start talking about Louisville or North Carolina, we get a little upset, right?
I'll say though, just wait till the Catamounts come to Raleighwood week 0, and I start throwing the Wolfpack down.
Hey, Wolfpack down, man.
But Ward,
Hey, wolf pack down, man.
yeah, screw the Wolfpack week
Yeah.
0.
Week
Every other
zero.
week we'll cheer for him, but not week 0. Ward, we move. Question of the week. I want to know, Ward, who was your best coach in your football career, any level, and why?
All right, Cam, I'm not gonna lie, I did not see this question until now. This is a great question. I have two, Cam. I have two that I want to throw out there. One, it's a guy named Coach Klein, middle school football coach, most insane coach I ever had. Quick story about this guy. He was insane. He just was crazy. He did not believe in pre-wrap. I've always had bad ankles. I used to have to get my ankles taped every game, every practice, every game. He did not. He said pre-wrap was for P words. I'm not going to repeat it, but you know what I mean. And anyway, he would make me take my sock. He wouldn't tape over sock. It was straight tape the skin. You want to talk about pain, just ripping it off at the end of practice. Towards their first few days were bad. After that, you couldn't feel anything because one, all your hair is gone, and two, all your nerves was gone. So, Coach Klein is number one. Number two is going to be a individual named Coach Thomas. Coach D is what we used to call him. Daryl Thomas. He was my Pop Warner coach all growing up. He was also another one that was a little crazy. Love him to death. Still talk to him all the time. And just those early coaches, Cam, that teach you life lessons that you still bring into your everyday career now. You always have to have some respect for it. But yeah, Coach Klein, Coach D are my two, Cam.
I love it. First guy that came to mind, I was talking about this guy last week, and that's where this question came about. First of all, at Charleston, my offensive coordinator, Coach Coach Johnson, one of the greatest football minds I've ever been around. But yeah, Coach J is the guy for sure because you get around a football guy that knows the game. It's hard to beat like a guy that really can digest and dumb down what a complex game, especially as an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And he was the first guy that came to mind. And then a guy at Butler named Ted Washington. Ted Washington played, I think, 12 or 13 years in the NFL.
Wow.
6'7", 350-pound nose guard, Ward. Went to Louisville, won a bowl game at Louisville. There's a picture of him and Warren Sapp standing next to each other at Ravens camp.
Where did he play? Who did he play in for the league? Couple teams or?
So he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
No way. You ever seen his ring?
Yeah, he wore it to practice every day. And
that is freaking awesome, man.
And anytime
you the 0-1 team that beat Carolina?
Yes.
No way. That's awesome, dude.
Yep. He played for the Raiders. I think he may have played for the Panthers for a year, but he's probably the most intense coach I ever played for. You couldn't curse. If you cursed, you owed him $1. But he could say whatever he wanted on a football field. If you were walking on his football field, you'd hear "hobble dobble your ass." But he was one of the best defensive line coaches I've ever been around, and one of the coolest guys I've ever been around. He used to drive. He's so big, he had to drive a Ford F450. And I'll try to find the picture and post it.
I think you've showed me that before, man. But no, there's nothing like old school coaches, and I know everybody has had old school coaches at one point. Obviously, this guy is an old school coach. That's awesome, Cam. I had a defensive line coach by the name of Coach Brooks, and he obviously was a great coach. He produced some very high level talent at Wake Forest High School. But you'll talk about old school, man. This guy was like 65, 70 years old. And he had a rule. One, there's no cussing around him. If you cuss around him, automatic push-ups. He's a big push-up guy. Two, Cam, I don't know if you ever heard this. If you walk in to our field house, so we had a field house in high school. You walk in and the locker room's in the back. If you walk into the field house and you have any jewelry on, it's automatic 100 push-ups right then and there. So before anybody will walk into the field house, everybody's out taking their earrings off, taking chains off, watches, everything. You name it. He was no tennis shoe. Game day when we had to dress up, we had to wear a game day polo and khaki pants. No tennis shoes when khaki pants were allowed. It had to be dress shoes. If not, 100 push-ups for Coach Brooks. So you talk about old school. It just made me think about that. But yeah.
One more Ted Washington story. This was my junior year. We had two guys that were going to play college football. They were twins, big twin and little twin. Shout out to the Smith twins. I was on there. We had a very experienced offensive line. We had a bunch of guys that had been there, a bunch of seniors and juniors. And in camp, we were whooping the defensive line, Ward.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this about me, but if I'm whooping somebody, I'm going to whoop you and then let you know that I whooped you. And we all kind of took on that kind of trash talk mentality. Coach Washington hated trash talk. He thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. He was like, just beat them. But we were killing the defensive line, one-on-ones, teams, whatever. And I remember we broke it down after practice on like a Wednesday. And he said, y'all keep talking. I got something for that ass. And I was like, what can he do? And Thursday morning, he came out, Raiders helmet on, shoulder pads on. And he said, let's see y'all do that talking now. I'm running one-on-ones with all y'all.
Hey, high-low, somebody go for the knees. Somebody hit him up in the head.
Well, our head coach, Coach Hills, is like, I get what you're doing, but you're not allowed to do that. So he saved us an ass whooping, Coach Hills did. But I'll never forget. Ted Washington, great coach, probably one of the craziest men I've ever been around.
No, that's awesome, man.
I'd love to hear coach stories. So if anybody has any coach stories, drop them in the chat or text them to me or call me and tell me, and I'll relay any stories you guys have. I know Uncle Weezy has some crazy stories about his high school coach. So if he wants to drop any of those on the Fat Katz, I'd be more than welcome to throw them out. But Ward, as we move on, we got our segment Memory Lane. If you don't know what it is, go back and listen to another episode. I'm done explaining what it is.
Yeah.
But basically, we're trying to guess each other's person through hints. So Ward, count right now. You have 31.5 points because we gave you that half point last episode.
Got a half point, man.
I'm at 29 points. So there's a world where I close this gap
today. Only 1.5? I thought it was more than that.
Do what?
2.5. Damn, I thought it was.
Well, I got 7 last week.
Yeah, I know you got them last week.
So Ward, you're still in the driver's seat, so it's up to you. The ball's in your court.
Cam, you won last week. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll guess first. Again, I'm not great at this, so we'll go and get it out of the way.
Perfect. All right, Cam. I got an individual that for 10 points was born in Louisiana.
Born in Louisiana, man. You're making it tough on me. Let's go with
not Daniel Cormier.
Let's go with Laramie Tunsil.
I have no idea who that is, but no. Cam, so this guy for 9 points was not only born in Louisiana, but he was born in 1985.
Dude, this is nuts.
That's going to give you a little age gap there of what we're looking at.
Okay. You said Daniel Cormier, and it makes me think it's a fighter if you say not DC. How old is Poirier? So let's do some math here. He'd have to be 39. Let's do Dustin Poirier.
Not Dustin Poirier, but your mind's in the right place, Cam. I like it. Mind's in the right place. All right, Cam, for 8 points. This guy is not a fighter, but he was a 3-time Pro Bowler.
3-time Pro Bowler, okay.
So that gives you an idea of, I think, of the sport, right? Let's
go, so 85. He'd have to be close to, I mean, obviously, if you know math, he's probably 39 years old. Let's go with, I like one of the Manning brothers here. Let's go Eli Manning.
Was not Eli Manning. Cam, this is a big hint that I think may give it away. But, we're doing a dynasty. I picked this team to be my dynasty team. For 7 points, Cam, this guy was an all-star at Tulane University. Born in 1985, 3-time Pro Bowler from Tulane University.
Okay. It's funny you say that because I also have a guy from Tulane University, and I hope it's not the same guy. Tulane, man, I don't know many guys from Tulane. Let's go with, I don't know. Andre Johnson did not go to Tulane. That was the first guy that came to mind. Let's go with Champ Bailey. I don't know where he went.
I don't know where he went either, but that's a good guess, Cam. He is a former Redskin as well. So, Cam, this is going to be a big one. This guy is one of 3 players in the history of the NFL to record a season with 1,000 rushing yards and 100 receptions.
Ward, I think we might have the same guy, man. Did this guy play for the Jets at any
Yeah.
point in his career? Is this Matt Forte? You're joking. Is this Matt Forte? Dude, no way. Look, I'm Matt Forte too. Can you see that?
Get out of here, man.
He messed up. 2-time Pro Bowler, by the way. Wow.
According to Wikipedia, it's a 3-time Pro Bowler.
So I
He
guess
also has 5 franchise records for the Chicago Bears. Did you know that?
I did. Ward, I don't know how we do that. Do we just call it a tie since we had the same guy? How is that possible? We have a million.
Hey, you technically guessed the player, right?
Matt Forte. Wow.
How about that, man? But ladies and gentlemen, this is breaking news. Me and Cam, you can see my sheet of paper. I don't have good handwriting. Read that up top. Matt Forte.
Here, I'll show mine one more time. And I promise this was not staged. I don't know how this happened. I've also got Matt Forte on mine.
That is hilarious, man. So what made you think of Matt Forte?
I saw a picture of him on Twitter. And it was like name random athletes. And it was
I had 2 really good guys. I should have went with the other guy, but I don't know what made me think of Matt Forte. What happened with Matt Forte, the way I came up with him was I watched a TikTok about a week ago, and it was fantasy football players you forgot about. And Matt Forte caught the ball so much.
I think that's what I saw too, maybe.
That's what I saw. Another crazy stat about this guy, Cam, he has 75 career touchdowns, and only 40 of those, or I think like 45 of those were rushing. The rest were receiving touchdowns, which is kind of cool. But
dude, you said Tulane, and I started doing the math. I was like, if I say Matt Forte and it's not Matt Forte, I'm giving him the answer to mine. So what I had for 10 points, he was a second-round pick in 2008. I had for 9 points, he was a 2-time Pro Bowler. I don't know if he's 2 or his Pro Football Focus said he had 2-time Pro Bowl.
Hey, probably it is 2-time. Wikipedia.
8 points out of Tulane, 7 points, played for 2 NFL franchise, 6 points. He was the 5th highest scorer in PPR fantasy leagues in 2014. He scored 346.6 points.
Wow.
For 5 points, eclipsed 1,000 rushing yards 5 times, all with his first franchise. 4 points, wore 22 his entire career. 3 points, second team was the Jets. 2 points, first team was the Bears. 1 point, first name was Matt.
Wow.
I can't believe that's crazy.
My for 10 points, his first name was Matt. Or I'm sorry, for 1 point, first name was Matt. I pretty much had the same thing as you. For 1 point, he wore number 22 for or 75 career touchdowns. Yeah, we had the same thing. But Cam, that's awesome. Hopefully we don't do that again.
Yeah, I hope that. I mean, that kind of ruins the segment, but that was cool. I cannot believe
that was cool. That I think that and the Randy Moss pool might go above the Randy Moss pool there. We had the same.
I think it does. Like the probability. I mean, I'm no mathematician here, but the probability of us both picking the same guy can't be high. Wow. So we're still. I mean,
Cam. Hey, I don't have a hat on, but hats off to you, man.
Hey, great minds, man. Great minds think alike.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep it at 31.5 to 29 going to next week and pray to God that we don't pick the same guy. Dude,
hey, I got my guy for next week.
I promise you, when you said Tulane, I was like, man, this could be Matt Forte. And I was like, I'm not giving him the answer to mine.
Who else played for Matt? Who else played for Tulane?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, let's see. NFL players from Tulane. Oh, there's a pretty good amount, actually. Never mind.
Okay. I don't know. Is there anybody better than Matt Forte that went to Tulane?
Michael Pratt. No, he was just drafted. No. Michael Pratt's that really good quarterback. That's the only one.
Yep. That's nuts, man. I hate that it happened because the segment's dead, but I'm sure we're going to get a ton of laughs on that we picked that guy.
Yeah, that was a good one, Cam.
Yeah, man, great minds. Matt Forte, man, this could live in infamy as the Matt Forte episode. It really could.
This is the Matt Forte episode.
Ward, you wanted to talk Olympics, man, and I'm all for it. You know, this is the best time to be a patriot when you talk about the US of A. So take us through some Olympics. I'll kind of interject when I can, but I want to hear what you got to say about the Olympics.
Cam, we're going to make this a very collaborative segment. So, ladies and gentlemen, as everybody knows, the Olympics is going on right now, and a lot of stuff going on in sports. if you don't know, the Olympics is in France. So France is 5 hours ahead of us. So the Olympics start very early in the morning and they end around supper time. A lot of very exciting things going on in the Olympics. I know, Cam, first part of the segment that I'll start out was what's been your most exciting a part of the Olympics that you've seen so far and why?
I loved watching Noah Lyles win
Yeah.
the 100-meter sprint. And
Yeah.
I mean, you come down to a photographic or photo finish like that. I do have a bone to pick with Americans when it comes to Noah Lyles. I know this guy like made fun of NBA players for not actually winning world championships and all that. Why are we hating on Noah Lyles, man? He's the best sprinter in the U.S. He just won a gold medal, and people are like trying to dunk on him. Like, you are supposed to cheer for Americans in the Olympics. Whatever he said before, whatever he says after, doesn't matter. Right now, we're all Americans. We all cheer for Noah Lyles. I've seen too much hate for him making fun of NBA guys for winning world championships. The guy just won a gold medal in one of the coolest finishes in 100-meter history, which the 100-meter also one of the most important races in the Olympics. So
Yeah.
Noah Lyles should be an American hero for if not forever, for at least the next week or so. And I see people on Twitter dunking on.
Yeah. Stupid question. I know meters and yards are very similar. 100 meters is how many yards? Like 96, 95? It has to be close because I know there's only 400 meters around the track. So
You're asking the wrong guy, but that sounds about right.
yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, Noah Lyles is really cool. That obviously I already mentioned the Scotty Scheffler stuff just because I am a big fan of Scotty Scheffler. I thought that was really cool. Couple other things, Cam. I want to pull up names so I don't butcher names. Today, this is what made me really want to talk about this. So his name is Cole Hocker or Cole Hocker, Hocker. He set the new Olympic record for the 1500. So 1500 is like a mile pretty much. And anyway, he set the new record, world record. He is American. That's huge. We also had another gold medal today. Her name is Gabby Thomas. She won the women's 200, which is really cool. I know a couple other medals off the top of my head I thought was really cool. Women's swimming, we've done pretty well. I was at the beach this past weekend and I was watching the Olympics a lot because, I didn't even tell you this, Cam. So I was at the beach. They would not let you swim in the ocean at the beach this weekend because the current was so strong.
Yeah.
And because the hurricane was coming in. So the town shut down all beach access, which is kind of crazy. So hung out a lot at the house. But anyway, and then my next segment, Cam, I wanted to get into like just what have been some interesting sports that you've seen played at the Olympics this year that you're like, I didn't even know that was in the Olympics.
Yeah, I'll get into that. I do want to give out two more, quick names.
Yeah.
Katie Ledecky, when you talk about women's swimming, continues to add to her legacy. And then Sydney McLaughlin, former Kentucky Wildcat, broke the world record for hurdles again. She's done it, I think, three times over. She's broken the world record.
Baby, let's go.
She's incredible. She's one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. So those two definitely need to get their shouts. When you talk about sports that I didn't know were in the Olympics, 3-on-3 basketball drives me nuts.
Man. Dude, we got the women. I haven't watched the men, but the women's got their asses beat. I did watch that. I watched us lose to France.
Yeah, and the rules are so weird. Like right when the ball goes through the basket, your possession starts. There's no checking up. Like it's a totally different
shape, man.
Yeah, it's a totally and
there's only different than the 3-and-3 me and you used to team up on.
Yeah, and there's only 4 players where you only get one sub. So I mean, it's so odd to watch. Yeah. I know breakdancing is supposed to start. I didn't know breakdancing was going to be an Olympic sport.
Table tennis was on today. That's why when you had Louisville TBT, I thought that was table tennis.
No. But the I do like Snoop being a part. I don't know how Snoop became like the mascot for the USA.
Yeah.
But him going around doing all that stuff is awesome.
Yeah, I didn't like the opening Olympic ceremony, all like the woke trans shit. I didn't really care for that. But outside of that, I think the Olympics has been really good. I really like one sport that I've watched that I have a ton of respect for both. Or I only watched the women, but I think it's called water polo. I want to say they play soccer in a swimming pool that's like 12 feet deep, and they throw the ball around to each other, and they are swimming the whole time. And man, if anybody in here knows anything about swimming, that's a tough damn sport. And then also I have a lot of respect for the guys that go out the 10-mile run. Hats off to you because those dudes are running like 6.5-minute paces.
Yeah.
And obviously, like it's one of the African countries. They win it every year. I don't know which one it is. I want to say
I think it's Ghana or Kenya,
not
maybe.
Kenya. I don't know. It's not Jamaica, but they're young. Jamaica usually has sprinting, and then Kenya has the long distance. But yeah, and Fat Katz Nation, if we're wrong about that, let us know. And then another wrestling start, Greco-Roman wrestling starts today. That will be cool to watch because you'll get to see a lot of the American, like a lot of the up and coming college guys in America go out that qualified and go out and battle in the Olympics. So it's just cool, man, seeing different countries go against each other. But yeah, man, I'm trying to think of some other sports that have been really interesting.
I do have a poll real quick. United States in first place.
Are we good? I know China was in first place over the weekend. I was pissed about that.
So 24 golds for the U.S., 31 silvers, 31 bronze for 86 medals total.
Nice.
And then China in second, 22 golds, 20 silver, 16 bronze for 58 total medals. So U.S. in good standing right now as we
do you know how they do it? Is it like a gold medal is 3 points, silver medal is 2 points, bronze is 1 point, and they calculate the points at the end?
I would assume it's something like that. I'm not for sure, but that would make the most sense to me.
Yeah.
But like we saw with the Max Preps things, maybe sometimes the things that we think make sense don't always make sense.
Yeah.
That was, I told you on the phone, but I want to say it on here. That was one of the most well-received segments we've ever did because you were mad, but you also made a terrific argument, which made you even more mad, I think. But I got probably 30 text messages about that.
People agreeing with me or not?
A lot of people agreed with your argument, but there's so many great football teams. Everybody I talked to, me included, couldn't believe Butler was that high. But we'll take it, obviously. But yeah, I think a lot of people agreed with your argument, but I think more so they kind of came to they liked how upset you got about it because it was real true emotion.
It's something I had an actual connection to. So yeah, it pissed me off. That and anything, Cam, whenever you've heard me get mad about NC State and Washington, something I have an actual connection to. I get
you and John Castle arguing.
Oh, if anybody wants to hear an argument, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me and John Castle argue about who is a better football team between NC State and Carolina. It will go for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's never ending. But Ward, do you have anything Olympics left?
No, I think that was it, Cam.
Okay, go USA, man. Let's finish out strong.
USA, baby.
Ward, we're in camp. We're in mini camp. We're in fall camp going into the season. We already had one preseason game, but Steelers kick off first preseason game this Friday.
Nice. We play on Saturday.
So Ward, any camp storylines from DC that you want to go over?
Yeah, so I do. I'm pulling them up right now. Couple camp storylines from our end. So one, Jaden Daniels is having a very good camp. I know, everybody's going to look good in shorts. But Jaden Daniels, one, is having an extremely good camp up to this point. Another person that's having a very good camp, Cam, is Mikey I can't pronounce his last name. Mikey Sandstraw, I believe is how you say his last name. He's DB. Yeah, DB from Michigan. He has already taken Emmanuel Forbes' spot as the slot corner. Emmanuel Forbes was our first-round pick last year. So Mikey's having a really good camp. Cam, this is probably the most interesting move of the Commanders camp so far. So, Jamin Davis has had his struggles as an interior middle linebacker with the Washington Commanders. Dan Quinn thought the same exact thing about when he brought in Micah Parsons. He wasn't sure how Micah Parsons was going to do. He thought he was a little slow for the middle of the field, so he didn't want to put him as a pass rusher. Obviously, Jamin Davis runs a 4-4, doesn't have that problem. But Dan Quinn is trying to spark magic twice, or spark a flame twice. He is. So as of right now, Jamin Davis is going to be 60% of the snaps. He's going to be lining up as a defensive end. And then 40% of the snaps, he's going to drop back, depending on what formation they have, how many tight ends there are. He's going to drop back into that linebacker set. So that's another really interesting thing from camp. Off the top of my head, who else is having a really good camp? The tight end we got from he played for Philly forever. Just got him from the Cardinals. Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz is having a really good camp. Obviously Terry McLaurin's having a good camp. So we play the Jets on Saturday. Jaden Daniels will be playing in that game. We're scrimmaging them, or we're going and having all the pre-stuff on Thursday and Friday. So that's going to be our first real action. The Jets have arguably the best defense in the NFL. So really curious to see how we line up against them. And I'm excited, Cam. We're only gonna win 7 games at the most, but we're not gonna be very good. We have 48% of our roster come from last year to this year. We have a completely new team, but I'm excited, Cam. I'm excited.
Yeah, and that's everybody's excited at this time of the year. And you're, step one of a rebuild. You got your quarterback of the future, hopefully. So there's a lot of things to look up at, and it's a good time to be
the goal of this year is to progress number 5. For Jaden Daniels to get from here to here. That is the goal of this year.
For sure. Tell us about this FedEx getting the naming rights.
Yes, I did not mention that. So FedEx Field, after all the crap through our ownership and team, all I've never heard of an organization revoke their name from a stadium. But FedEx said we don't want anything to do with Washington anymore. So they officially took down the FedEx letters yesterday. So it is no longer FedEx Field. It is now called Washington Commanders Field. So yeah, just wanted to run through that.
It won't be like that much longer. Those I work in sponsorships. That's a pretty penny that the Commanders have lost. That will not be like that for long. I can promise you that. Moving on real quick, Steelers camp. A lot of cool storylines coming out. Justin Fields has looked incredible apparently. Russell Wilson got back fully healthy today. He's taking the first team reps. The offensive line has been shuffled a lot. You saw Broderick Jones starting out at right tackle. We drafted Troy Fautanu in the first round. Today, he took all the first team right tackle reps. And then Dan Moore.
Broderick Jones, Georgia guy, right?
Yep, first-round pick out of Georgia last year. He overtook Dan Moore for the starting left tackle spot. So the offensive line looks in great shape right now. The only rookie that, you thought would be a day one starter, Frazier out of West Virginia at center. Nate Herbig still getting the lion's share of the first team reps at center, but looks like just a matter of time before Frazier steps in and takes over that job.
How about Peyton Wilson? How's he doing? Sorry to cut you off.
Peyton Wilson, first guy on the field every day. They said he's flown around the field. Obviously, it's going to be tough getting on the field a lot with Landon Roberts and oh goodness, what's the guy we just got from the Ravens? Patrick Queen.
Patrick Queen, yeah.
Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts have been going at it with Najee and Jalen Warren and backs on backers. They said that this has been the most the highest energy in camp so far that they've seen since
Peyton Wilson gotten any fights yet? He's bad about that.
He has. All the linebackers, every linebacker on the roster seems like they get in a fight every day. Whether it be with the running backs or the offensive line protecting the quarterback, whatever it is. But to me, best case scenario, you get these rookies in and they're good. And then Broderick obviously slides to left tackle. And then to me, best case scenario, Justin Fields wins this quarterback job and you've got your quarterback of the future. Will that play out that way? I don't know. But I have a lot more trust in Justin Fields' development after what I've seen the past week than I did when we traded for him. And long term, you're much better with Justin Fields as your quarterback than Russell Wilson. Like that's maybe not right now, but long term, that's not even a question. George Pickens has looked incredible. The defense has looked awesome. So really excited about the Steelers. And what would make me even more excited about the Steelers, Ward, is if this Brandon Ayuk drama ended one way or another. Whether the Steelers trade for him, he goes to Cleveland, he goes to DC, he goes to New England, or if he stays in San Francisco. I just want it to be done. How many times have we talked about Brandon Ayuk on this show?
I'm tired of talking about it. I know today they have not come into contract agreement yet. He's been sitting out for 2 weeks. As of this morning, they said, dude, good luck, pretty much. They told him to kick rocks. They have offered him, I think they're offering up to $22 million a year. He is taking a minimum 25. So for $3 million a year, he's given himself an opportunity to go to a team that's an under 500 team outside of the Steelers. So that is the rumor that is coming out of San Francisco. As of right now, the Browns are the front runners to get him, which is interesting. The Browns are the front runners to get him number 2 is the Patriots are the front runners to get him. Number 3 is Pittsburgh Steelers. So I very good chance he could be in the NFC North. And just I don't know, man. I personally speaking, for me, I know $3 million is a lot of money, but when you're making $22 million a year to go on a team that is extremely good and have a chance to win a Super Bowl, you would be a betting favorite to win a Super Bowl throughout the duration of your contract. Signing with that team, I would personally take the hit. If you told me I could go to the Kansas City Chiefs and make $22 million a year and be a star player, or go to the New England Patriots, make $26 million a year, but we might win. We might go to the playoffs once in 4 years. I don't know. I mean, depends if winning or money is more important to you. Yeah.
It's a very odd situation too, Ward, because not only do you have to give back enough assets to make the 49ers happy, you also have to be in a situation and give him enough money that he wants to extend, because nobody's going to trade for him if they're not extending him right when they make the trade. So the word on the street, I don't know how much of this is true. It sounds like New England is offering them the most money, but their trade package is Kendrick Bourne and picks. So maybe not the best trade package. Obviously the most enticing trade package for the 49ers is the Browns, because that is a swap of Amari Cooper and picks.
Wow. They're going to give up Amari Cooper. Wow.
Yeah. So that's the trade on the table right now. And then the Steelers, it was reported that they had already come to a contract with Ayuk, but they can't get the 49ers to say yes to the trade. I do have what the trade is that the Steelers are offering and what the 49ers want back in return. The Steelers are offering Dan Moore Jr., starting left tackle, maybe not a great starting left tackle, but starting left tackle for 4 years in the NFL. James Daniels, who's been a starter at right guard for 8 years. One of Calvin Austin and another receiver and a second-round pick. And then the 49ers want to take Calvin Austin out and add either a first-round pick, Pat Freiermuth, or George Pickens to the trade.
Wow.
The Steelers, apparently, what I've heard, are not budging on their price tag, and it sounds like Omar Khan is in a boat of, if they accept it, we've got the contract. If they don't, then so what? So,
wow.
The Brandon Ayuk, saga continues throughout the whole offseason, maybe up to week 1, but I just want it to be over today, one way or another. I want him to go to a different team.
I'm ready for the red breaking emojis on my phone. Adam Scheffner, the has traded for Brandon Ayuk. And we can just shut up about it.
I just want to. This is getting. Remember when Damian Lillard was, that whole thing was going on, and we were like, we don't want to talk about.
See it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this very well could be over by the end of the week, but until this is over, I'm not talking about it anymore. So sorry to anybody who wants to hear Brandon Ayuk talk, but this is the last we'll talk about it. I promise. Ward, transitioning to college football, huge story for me. Kentucky football played ineligible players in 2021. Their entire 2021 10-season Citrus Bowl win has been taken away by the NCAA. Mark Stoops, no longer the all-time winningest coach in Kentucky history. Bear Bryant retakes first place on the throne as the most winningest coach in program history. Ward, did you hear what happened here? Did you hear any of the specifics? Okay.
I know you beat my Wolfpack, man. And it didn't count that year, which is bullshit. But
so Kentucky football in 2021 played 11 ineligible players.
How were they ineligible? Because of COVID?
No. So they had summer jobs at UK Healthcare. They were being paid to do jobs that they did not do. They didn't show up. They had somebody inside of UK Healthcare clock in and clock out for them. So they're getting paychecks for not working. Chris Rodriguez, if you remember, missed the first 4 games of the season because of this. And they played 10 other players unknowingly that they had done it. And they also played Chris Rodriguez for 8 games, and he was not reinstated as eligible. So 11 ineligible players played 2021. Kentucky football, the whole 2021 season, Citrus Bowl 10-win season against Iowa.
I didn't even know that you guys were under investigation, to be honest with you.
So I knew about this when it happened in 2021, and I guess as most people thought, it just got swept under the rug. Apparently, earlier this week, the football coaches were made aware of it. I think it was kind of a thing where Kentucky said, "Let's do this to the NCAA, so you don't fight it, so you don't get
Yeah.
scholarships taken away, you don't get postseason bans." Um, but definitely another black eye on what has been an awful offseason for Mark Stoops and
Yeah.
staff.
Hey Cam, I did want to show you this too. I know me and you went to a Carolina Hurricanes game, but they say something, cheaters never
Yep.
win.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
hey, just wanted to
Cheaters, cheaters never
Wolfpack
win.
don't cheat, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Dave Dorn don't have it in his blood to cheat, man. He would never.
We just can't get over the hump of 10 wins. We Dave Dorns has 3 9-win seasons out of the last 4 years. But maybe if guys went down to Wake Med and bullshitted and got paid, then we could win 10 games. So
Yeah, maybe if Dave Dorn cheated a little bit, that
no
phase
wonder
on,
why y'all got Keyshawn Silver, man. Makes sense.
yeah, that 5-star quarterback would have went to state
I
instead
know,
of
and not committed to
Tennessee.
Tennessee. I was pissed about that too, but
Speaking of that, man, Tennessee's been cheating for years and they haven't gotten busted. So,
but they have enough money to push the NCAA, and
yeah.
NCAA looks this way.
Well, you know the old saying: if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Especially when it comes to SEC football, everybody's cheating. So
No.
Kentucky got caught. Man, Mark Stoops has had a rough offseason to say the least, and just adds another question that he has to answer at his press conferences.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Keeping it within NCAA allegations, Ward. Michigan, their notice of allegations was drafted and submitted by the NCAA for the Connor Stallions, sign stealing, whatever you want to call it. So they are getting their notice of allegations. It hasn't come out what it entails, but they've been doing a deep dive search, and Sharon Moore apparently has deleted a bunch of text messages back and forth with Connor Stallions, and it might blow up in Michigan's face here. And it looks like Jim Harbaugh got out at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jim Harbaugh knew there was something going on, because you don't leave a team that's on top for nothing. So
Yeah, and they're making a documentary on Connor Stallions, and he is in it. So we'll get to hear his side of the story. I cannot wait for that to come out.
yeah, me too, because somebody's going to get thrown under the bus at Michigan. That is all I have to say.
Absolutely. Ward, I did get a quote, or not, I didn't get a quote. I saw a quote from Billy Napier. I wanted you to tell me what you think when you hear this quote. Billy Napier, head coach of Florida, on the hottest of seats right now that you can get at Florida. His quote at SEC Media Day was, "I'm a firm believer that better people are better football players, and we'll prove that this fall." Billy Napier noted on Urban Meyer's staff that won a national championship at Florida that had a preacher, a racist, and a murderer on it. So I don't know if he forgot about that time in his career, but what do you think about this Billy Napier quote, Ward?
Man, I think Billy Napier is trying to do everything in his power to stay positive. I feel bad for Florida. Cam, Florida has the #1 strength of schedule in the NCAA this year. They are getting thrown to the wolves, man. And I think their win total is like 4 games, 3.5, 4 games, maybe 4.5 games. They have one cupcake. They play Sanford, who is in the SoCon, who is not a cupcake in FCS football, but in FBS football, they maybe looked at the other way. But yeah, Cam, I think, obviously he's trying to do everything he can to keep himself motivated. And I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it. We'll see.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I would put a lot of money that Billy Napier is not the head coach of Florida next season. Ward, keeping an SEC, we did get notice today that there are mandatory injury reports now in the SEC. So coaches have to disclose injuries the week of the game by
It's kind of
Thursday.
like NFL. NFL has to do the same thing.
Yep. So no withholding injuries until 5 minutes before kick. We will know Thursday who is injured, who will not play, who is active, who is questionable, which is awesome sports betting wise. And it's good. Just like if I'm a fan, first thing that comes to mind for me, Will Levis, his senior year, we're playing South Carolina at home, and 5 minutes before kick, it comes out that he's not playing.
Yeah.
And then you throw in a freshman quarterback. You don't want to be put in that situation as a fan. and definitely as a sports bettor. So now with all these, all these conferences are embracing sports betting. You have to embrace it all the way. So college football coaches have always been bad about this. They always keep this stuff close to the vest. No more. You will have to disclose injury reports on Thursdays.
I like it. I like it.
I do too.
I like it. I think the ACC should follow.
Ward, real quick, I don't know if you saw this. Pitbull bought the naming rights to FIU's football stadium for $1.2 million a year. So it'll be the Pitbull football stadium at FIU. Cool. Do you have any
That is kind of cool, man. It's the first thing he's the first one to ever do it. So hey, Pitbull, you could have bought the Washington Commanders, man. You would have probably had have about 30 times more money than that per season. But you could have, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, dude.
Yeah, in the contract, I read the contract. Students get free and discounted admissions to Pitbull concerts that will be held at that stadium. He's making an anthem for the university and the football team. So Pitbull will be making a FIU.
Dude, that's cool, dude, because that's going to bring a lot of attention to, FIU doesn't get that much attention. I mean, they're a small tier Division I school. I mean, they're FBS, but I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. It's both positive publicity, Cam, for both Pitbull and the school. So interesting, man. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool.
FIU, when you think about it, kind of got shafted with the name too. Like Miami University is in Coral Gables. Obviously, they play in Hard Rock. FIU is in the center of Miami, and they have to be Florida International.
Yeah.
Like they could have been Miami State. They couldn't have been, they couldn't have been Miami. They got FIU. But this is awesome for that program. But
yeah,
when you talk about name, they got kind of shafted on that deal.
Yeah, Florida. Absolutely.
Ward, we're going to play a game. We always play trivia on this show. I've got another trivia with college football coming around the corner.
Ooh.
We've got quarterback, the most important position on a football field. Backup quarterbacks don't stay. We're going to play a game. I'm going to tell you where a quarterback played last season. You have to tell me where they're playing this season.
All right.
So guess
Give
where
me
that
an easy one to start to get my confidence going.
I got you a few. It's going to get progressively harder. I'll say that.
Okay.
Grayson McCall played at Coastal Carolina last year. Where's he playing this year? Yep. NC State Wolfpack, baby. All right, Ward.
Not that easy.
Brock Vandegrift played at Georgia last year. Where is he suiting up this season?
No clue.
Are you serious?
I have no idea.
The Kentucky Wildcats, man. Come on.
There you go. Sorry.
Brock Vandegrift. All right, Ward. Ryu Leonard played at Duke last season. Where's he playing this year? You should know this.
It's not Notre Dame, is it?
It is Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame. Okay. That's what I thought, but.
Will Howard played for Kansas State last season. Where is he
Carolina.
Playing? Huh?
Carolina.
No.
No, I thought they had a guy transfer in from Kansas State. Maybe it was Michigan State they had a guy transfer in from.
No, they had a guy transfer in from Texas A&M.
A&M, that's it. I have no idea, Cam.
Will Howard is going from Kansas State to the Ohio State University.
Ohio State, that's right. I'm not good with these. I can go ahead and tell you now.
That's fine.
I know DJ Ulululu. He's in Florida State.
Well, you got one of the next
there
ones.
You go.
Cross that one off. Dylan Gabriel started out at UCF.
Oregon.
Went to Oklahoma, and now he's at Oregon. Good
yeah.
job. Kyle McCord started at Ohio State last year. Where's he playing this year, Ward?
Is it Boston College?
No, but in that region.
Don't tell me. I do know this one.
Same conference.
Syracuse. I knew it was Northeast ACC. I can't remember.
Tyler Van Dyke played for Miami last season. Where's he playing this year, Ward?
Oh no, I remember this one. I can't remember, Cam.
He's a Wisconsin Badger.
Wisconsin, that's it.
You got DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah.
Ward, Will Rogers. He has all the throwing records, SEC throwing records,
Mississippi State guy. I could not tell you where he went. It's not A&M, is it?
No. West Coast. Old Pac-12.
Old Pac-12. All right, that narrows it down to 12. It's not USC or UCLA, is it?
Washington.
Washington, okay.
Ward, Mad Max Johnson. He went from LSU to A&M. Where's he playing this year?
No clue.
You just said it. You said it. We talked about an A&M guy.
USC.
Carolina.
Carolina. Okay, he's the one that's going to Carolina. Okay. I
And
have to
last,
see. I'm better when I can see pictures.
for
And
sure.
that's when I'm like, oh yeah, he went there. He went there. He went there. Just off names, man.
I get it. I get it. Last one, and we're out. Malik Murphy played at Texas last season. Where's he playing this year?
no clue.
In this state.
App.
Duke.
Duke. Okay.
Duke Blue Devil. So that's your that was your trivia.
I went about 2 for 20.
That's all right. That's
I've had
all
a
right.
couple tests like that in real time too, ladies and gentlemen. Not gonna lie, but
Real quick, Ward, let's talk SummerSlam, and then we got Pet Peeve of the Week, and then we're getting out of here. What first thoughts?
SummerSlam. Yeah, Roman Reigns came back. That was awesome. I know breaking down SummerSlam real quick. Sorry, Cam. I thought you were going first.
No, you're good.
SummerSlam. I watched a little bit of it. I was streaming it on Stream East. The girls fight with Rey Mysterio's son. I thought that was the best fight of the whole night. The CM Punk storyline is interesting with his dog and his wife on his band or on his wristband. And I also watched Raw last night, and CM Punk got mad and chased that British guy into the stands because he had his wristband on. But yeah, and then obviously the main event was interesting. I'm not a big Cody Rhodes fan. I do like Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns is back. On SmackDown, he'll really be back.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is back. We saw Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens looked like me running into the ring.
And Randy Orton looked like me.
Yeah, he did.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, it was a fun SummerSlam. I think that WrestleMania I don't think we'll ever be able to top WrestleMania, and I'll be chasing that high every time I watch a WWE pay-per-view. But it was very cool. I was telling Ward on the phone, I don't like Cody Rhodes as a champion, but I think it would be cool if we got a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes storyline for the championship.
I just wonder who they will give the champion to next.
Probably Roman. Like I mean, that's the easy answer.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't come back unless he's going to be the champion. So.
Come back to win the championship and retire.
Yeah, or like The Rock was in there. You could have a Rock versus Roman storyline. Like the possibilities are endless. But WWE, it's coming back in style, folks. So if you're not watching, we will be talking about it.
Yeah.
Ward, real quick, we'll do Pet Peeve of the Week, and then we'll get out of here. I'll start us off. I got into Yellowstone the past couple weeks. I watched it all the way through. Started on TikTok. I don't know if you get the TikTok clips of TV shows. But
oh yeah, I do, of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, so I watched Yellowstone, and I got to the last season, and I cannot believe that Kevin Costner is not going to be on Yellowstone anymore because he's the best character on that show.
Yeah,
so,
I've never watched Yellowstone.
It's a great show. You would like it too. But Yellowstone without Kevin Costner, I'm out.
Yeah, never watched Yellowstone. Looks interesting. But you know what show I was watching? Have you ever watched the show Prison Break?
I've seen clips, but I've never watched it.
That's a really damn good show. Madison's watching it right now. I watched it in high school, and I watched an episode last night, and I was like, damn, I forgot how good this show is. But yeah, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I just said I'll have to check it out then.
Oh yeah, check it out. But Cam, pet peeve of the week is packing up when you go to the beach all day and you hang out and you're drinking beer all day. And then you're like, everybody's like, all right, you guys want to leave? And you're like, yeah, I want to leave. And I'm like, God, I want to haul all this crap back. Is packing up and walking the half a mile back to your house with all your stuff and coolers and book bags and towels, sunscreen. That's my pet peeve of the week. I hate all that crap up.
There's nothing worse than dragging that damn cooler through the sand.
Oh my God, man. Or when you're walking through the sand, like trying to get to the main road and you put your flip-flops on and it's just like you're trying to walk and it's like, dude, this sucks, man.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah. And also packing up to leave the beach, like packing up to leave your clothes.
Or not even that, it's carrying everybody's shit down. Yeah. That perfect example, your mom and grandma that won't carry their stuff down. You got to carry all their stuff down. And that, not for yourself, it's not bad. Cam, I know you know me. We're a book bag weekend kind of guys. We're not a suitcase weekend kind of guys. So, yeah.
Hey, that's all part of being a gentleman, young Wade. You got to take care of the lady.
I know. Trust me. You got to do it. But, I know. Trust me.
But I believe that's all we have for episode 65. What will probably live on forever is the Matt Forte incident.
The Matt Forte podcast.
What we hope you guys. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
Oh, and I was saying, hey, thank you guys for all the support. Be a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, man. We hope you guys enjoyed it. This was episode 65. One more time, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, be a friend, tell a friend. Like, subscribe, comment, Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. We'll be back next week with episode 66.
Cam, hopefully next time we talk on live, Fat Katz, both the Commanders and Steelers are 1-0 in the preseason. And hey, y'all stay safe in Hurricane Debby.
Facts. Peace.
Cam, I was talking to you, not the listeners, but listeners too. Y'all stay safe. All right, brother.
All right.
Later.
All right, peace.